Okay, welcome to another episode of Laughing Our Way to Recovery. We have a special guest with us today.
Hi, I'm Alexa.
I was about to ask you what's your name, but you beat me to the punch, so thanks. Hey, Kendall, how's it going?
Wonderful.
Okay, are you excited that Alexa's here?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
It's the first time we have a guest other than me and Shannon.
Okay, I want to know, Alexa, what was your first impression of us in treatment?
Okay, so Kendall, let's start with Kendall. Kendall, I was like, I just knew that you didn't think that you had an eating disorder. So
Everyone knows this story.
I thought that you didn't I thought you were very closed off. So, but I wanted to be your friend because I already knew you were going to be funny. Shannon, I knew you were going to be a mush, but you had a hard exterior, you know? Both of you guys do, but
Mush.
I didn't think that you guys would be as human as you really are, I guess you could say.
Yo, you know what's crazy is that because when I came into treatment, it was your last week in residential, and we actually lived together for a hot minute, and that was so weird. I remember I was like, wow, this girl has her shit together.
With another client.
Yeah. I just remember you got up super early in the morning and you did your hair, and I was like, oh my God, this is recovery.
Do you want to know why I really got up early in the morning? Because we had 6 a.m. smoke break. And that's the only reason why I got up early.
Not me. I went back to bed. Got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got my vitals, took my ass to bed until 7.
Yeah, but you looked gorgeous smoking. Let's be honest. No, but I seriously do remember you had just you were very outspoken. You were not afraid to call people out, you know, you knew the terms. I was very deer in the headlights type of vibe. And you were definitely a leader in the community. And then you left a week later. How was it transitioning? Because I think you were the only one that stepped down. I don't think there was anyone with you.
I think it's funny to hear you say that because in residential, I did not have my shit together at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I think, yeah, you can learn the lingo in treatment. Definitely, that's it. And I was definitely learning. And I had no idea what was to come when I was going to go to PHP. It's a whole different level of insanity in PHP, I guess, at least for me.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You do it on your own.
We have cats nipping on Alexa's shoulder. Well, today we want to talk about the dangers of perfectionism and how it kind of leads to eating disorders, and how being obsessed with being perfect is can definitely lead to behaviors. So I'm not really talking about Wolverine is the best. I'm not really talking about getting a perfect body. I'm more obsessing over, obviously that comes afterwards, but obsessing over the ability to have the perfect personality and perform the best in work and friendships and all different areas of your life. And then it's only when I feel I failed in all those areas is when I started obsessing over getting a perfect body, because you would get, you know, attention and compliments and be okay, this is what I'm good at and I get praise for this, so I'm just going to focus my time on that because all the other holes in my life I'm not able to fill. So I guess my question is, when did the manifestation of perfectionism start for you?
I didn't even know I struggled with perfectionism until I got to I didn't even know that was a thing. So really it unraveled so much for me, and I realized that it was every aspect of my life, but when I was younger, I didn't really care about school. So for me, it really manifested through my eating disorder. So the perfect hair, the perfect, I don't necessarily think personality, but what I my clothes had to be perfect, and it especially showed up for me in treatment because it was something that I was good at. So I'd been in treatment before, and I kind of knew my way around. So it's okay, if I act this way, I can get out. And that was very subconscious though. So I don't know, perfectionism for me, it wasn't something I was outwardly doing, but it was more subconscious.
Yeah. Kendall, what about you?
I don't know. I don't think I struggle with that.
Honestly, I don't think you struggle too much with perfectionism. Yeah.
However,
how can you help us?
I did what I needed to do to get out, but you know.
But you weren't perfect patient.
No, I was not.
So the perfect patient is a term that I learned in treatment because I was doing it, which is you kind of do what you see, what therapists kind of you kind of like pick up on like what are the next steps
Like
to get
they expect from you.
yeah, like you say, like you participating in group once a group, you know, completing your
I
meals.
was forced to do that after a while.
Like so I was being perfect patient. Like I was like doing my assignments and like the journaling and leaning in and everything like that, and I was like doing and I wasn't feeling shit. Like I had like no emotions. I was just like doing the most. I like yes.
I'm proof that you can still, like, kind of like complete treatment without doing your assignments, because I only got one, which was my life story. Then I got other ones, but I never did them.
Well, I think it's different for everybody.
I wasn't doing them. I didn't want to do them.
Well, I don't think assignments sometimes really worked for
One of them I remember was like, what do I want in a relationship? And I'm just like, well, that's a good question. But it's like, everything this said person does for me. But I guess maybe in another guy, I don't know.
I think assignments, at least for me, at first I was like, because like I said, I never even like wanted to be in school. But like, so in a way, it was like school for me again. But once I did the assignments and I realized there was always something I could take away that like I learned introspectively, But like, I get what you're saying.
I don't like being forced to write.
Yeah, I definitely procrastinated a lot and did them last minute.
Speaking of school, like I think school actually kind of fucked me up in terms of perfectionism. Like I think certain learning environments can foster like unhealthy competition and influence like the extreme desire to be perfect in the classroom, like not just about grades, like behavior wise, like participating wise. Like, I remember there was like a traffic light or something that like represented like good, bad, like green, yellow, good, bad, red. I don't know. We had like our names on these pins, and like depending on like what type of area, and like it was like I was constantly being judged. And I think at a very young age you learn, or I learned, like, being perfect is a really big fucking deal. Like if you're not able to like please the teacher, please your peers, and be obedient, like being obedient was like the number one thing. Like if I talked out of term or whatnot,
I got in trouble.
And I would think I was like the worst person in the world, because it would feel like that. It would really feel like that. And that translated, I think, even into treatment, because sometimes I get like scolded by the techs like early in treatment, and I felt like I was 7 years old again. Yeah. It was
it brought up like a memory for me when I was in like first grade. I remember like I would view, like I was very shy, so like perfect was like the popular girls or like whatever, so like that was my way of being perfect, was them. And I remember like the girl that like I admired or aspired to be, she and the teacher were talking, and she goes, yeah, I shop at Publix, and they both go, where shopping is a pleasure. And I was like, damn, I want to shop at the same Publix.
I work there.
But I thought that they both shopped at the same Publix, and I was like, oh mom, we have to go to Publix, the one where shopping is a pleasure. But like just little things like that, like that's just first grade. And yeah, then I later
That's
knew.
their logo.
Isn't that funny? Full circle. Now Kendall works at Publix.
Yes, it is. Yes, I do. But it is not a pleasure.
That is a full circle moment. I mean, yeah, I definitely struggled with being perfect in treatment because I failed to be perfect in life. Was there a time where you ever felt like you became perfect patient?
Yeah, I think I just like that was all the time. Let's be real. Like I didn't know how to get messy at all. So until like it's like I'm definitely very black and white. So it's like either I'm doing amazing and really on the inside I'm crumbling. But if I'm doing amazing, or you see me at my lowest of low, I'm like, it's like terrible. Like when I relapsed and like I was in the lowest of lows, and then but all of a sudden I was back. Like, oh, gotta put back the mask.
Oh, okay. So speaking of mask, like you're just how oh yeah. We got a Stanley Cup in the building. We got to make room for that shit. It's we learned in treatment to take up space, and with a Stanley Cup that takes up a lot of space. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk about like masking, like basically like pretending, like like before treatment. Maybe I don't know if there's like a time before, I could say before eating disorders, but I guess when it was like in the process of developing, I guess my question is like, what are some masking that you would do with like family or work or friends, like so that you could be happy with yourself instead of just you like asking yourself what makes me happy?
Yeah. For me, I've had my eating disorder for so long that it was always to cover it up. So like I was doing okay. I'm healthy when really like everyone saw physically I wasn't. But like I kept telling them that I was, so like they, in a way, like it's gaslighting them to believe that like I was okay. And I feel like I still can kind of do that to this day, where it's just like, even though I like convince myself that I'm still okay, just because I'm so fearful of going back to my eating disorder. Like it's still happening, you know?
Kendall, thoughts?
I learned what suppressing emotions are.
Oh yeah? What'd you learn about that?
That's what I do.
And how do you suppress emotions?
Like that.
You just meow and then walk away.
Sometimes, or I don't know. It takes a lot to make me cry.
Yeah.
I don't think I cried. I probably cried like once in PHP, once in res, and the therapist that was leading the group was like, "This is the Kendall I like to see," and I'm just like, "No, bitch." Like,
okay, but how
this will
was
be a
it?
one-time thing, and you're not getting it again. I promise.
How was it like though in those like 3 or 4 moments when you did get emotional? Like, how did you feel?
I guess certain things kind of made me emotional. Because somebody was talking about, was doing, I guess, chair work, talking about, you know, their grandmother and things, you know, that they wish they could have said to their grandmother. Then they ended up saying those things to their grandmothers. And it was like just the same thing as far as what I went through with my grandmother and how I felt and everything. And that just kind of like touched me. Like it made me cry. Very emotional. Just trying to like make it not noticeable that I was crying, but therapist caught on to that
Well,
one.
dude, that was beautiful that you're able to just talk about your grandma just now. Yeah. You just demonstrated like very functionally be able to regulate
but see, I have no
through a painful
either.
memory, huh?
No emotion.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, you've grieved, you know, you have, right? Okay, Kendall just goes.
You necessarily even have to cry for you to be necessarily emotional, because I feel like I'm like that. I don't cry very often. But when I do, it's like very intense, but I can still get emotional and not cry.
Yo,
I feel like
same.
it builds and then.
Well, because I remember you said you have trouble getting in touch with your inner child, and I never related to that more. Like, I was like, I don't get it. Like, what do you mean?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Like if you think about like little Kendall or like little Alexa and like feel nothing, like that's supposedly a problem.
Yeah, I still have trouble connecting to my inner child, because my inner child is a representation of who I was before my eating disorder. And that was the person that like I despised for so long, and that like I was trying to escape. So I'm just like, why would I ever want to go back to that?
And I think it ties into the suppressing emotions, because if you're a child and you start suppressing emotions, you're probably doing that because showing emotions got like a negative reaction. And then somehow as a child, we learned how to push down emotions, which is like a crazy thing to do as a child, like, which is when you're supposed to be the most emotional. And then that just carried on as a survival mechanism when we grew up. But that kind of fucked us over, because what happens when we suppress emotions?
They come out sideways.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah, no. So like that's kind of, well, that was perfect. So like for an eating disorder, it's perfect because that takes away emotions. You're numb as fuck.
Yeah, and I never believed people when they said that like your eating disorder makes you numb, but I had been dealing with it for a while, but it really does. Maybe that's why I don't cry a lot, or like I didn't cry for so long, because I definitely cried more in treatment than I had ever had, but I still don't think that you have to cry in order to like feel.
Yeah, I don't think you need to like, yeah, everyone grieves differently. Like I'm still grieving like the years that I missed out on being healthy when I was like deep in my eating disorder. Just like being sad. Dude, where are you going?
I want the cat.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll get them for you. Here, hold on the mic.
I'm holding the mic. Kendall, which cat do you want right now?
The one that went that way.
Okay, we're getting the cat.
If he'll stay with me.
Okay.
I doubt it.
We're having an intermission. So, Kendall, I don't even know what to say.
I feel like when it comes to my inner
inner child.
My inner child, I'd say I feel like for me life was very like I was innocent. Like
Yeah.
thank you. Like life was just easy cuz like being an adult sucks. Like, you know, there's just like a lot less stress, responsibilities. Like I didn't have to really I mean being a child, you don't really, know what adults have to deal with when it comes to like financial stuff and everything until you're kind of like a little bit older, like in your teenage years. But I mean, as a kid, I didn't really have to worry about really stuff that I have to worry about now. So it's like, the innocence.
Yeah, and I think part of it, the having an eating disorder is wanting to stay a child and kind of stay in that helpless state because you can't deal with, because like for whatever reason I have like failed in this adult atmosphere, and it's like, well, I can't obtain this like perfect picture of compassionate and confident and ambitious yet soft person, even though I created this like, narrative in my brain. I just quit that image, and I was like, if I just become small, all my problems will disappear because I will disappear.
Whoa.
That was pretty deep.
Concept, self-sabotage. Like, holy crap. When I hear you talking, I'm like, that is just literally us self-sabotaging to get back to like a state where we didn't even know who we were.
We learned a lot about
what is
that.
the goal here? Like, what are we doing?
Well, I think a lot of the goal is trying to redo our childhood past because it was fucked up. So like we're trying to like.
Well, that's where having a child comes in.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that could be healing.
It is because like I know for me, if I ever have a kid, I will do everything my mother either did not do, or just be a better mom than my mom was.
Damn. Yeah, I think you'd be a great mom, Kendall.
Well, I find out Friday. We'll see.
Wait, what do you mean you find out Friday? Okay, back it up. Wait, put the mic to your mouth. What?
I have a fertility appointment on Friday, April 12th.
I thought
that will determine the rest of my life.
Oh God. No pressure. Wow. Well, I mean, I'm proud of you that you're getting information about your body. That's really
You want to
great.
come and support me? They'll think we're together, though, because they already told me. They're just like, yeah, you bring your partner. We'll go through your partner's history. I'm like, I don't have a partner. I'm not trying to get pregnant.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, that's a really big step. Dude.
Thanks.
No, but that's exciting, too, because it could be good.
Or it could be bad.
It could,
that's what
I'm trying to stay
That's what I'm expecting.
Well, what I'm saying is that, like,
I'm expecting to hear bad news.
Okay, we're
because
all
of the
manifesting bad
situation.
news.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is that, like, I feel like with me going into an eating disorder, it was like a subconscious, like, mechanism to, like, go back into a childlike state where I don't have to, like you said, worry about adult things and worry about adult expectations.
Adulthood is a trap.
What? Yeah, well, it kind of
sucks.
is, actually.
Don't grow up.
Yeah, don't grow up. And it's like you quite literally go back to like this infantile state, and I got sick enough where it's like you do get this like attention. Obviously, it's like not good attention because you're sick and people are like thinking you're gonna
People
fucking
care
die.
more when you're fucked up and you're sick.
Right. So like that's
fucked up.
Yes. So that's a message I learned early on was like.
When you're good, it don't matter.
Kendall put the mic down. But she said when you're good, it don't matter. But yeah, I remember even as a kid, I noticed like when like bad things happen to other people, like they got like good attention. Mm-hmm. So it was almost like I kind of like would wish like bad things would happen to me, so at least I would get attention. Yeah,
when I was little, I used to get like physically sick all the time. Like I had like like the worst immune system. But I learned that I got a lot of attention when I was sick.
Cat's gonna fall.
Oh. Down goes the cat. I learned that physically being sick, that my mom gave me more attention. And so I think that manifested an eating disorder. I'm not sure. But, like, I constantly would be like, Mom, I don't feel good. I can't go to school. Because I knew.
No, I think honestly that's a really good point. At a very young age, like, you notice, like, oh, like the weak and feeble get like this like automatic love.
Yeah.
And as a young child, like, it's like, okay, well, if I'm not good at this sport or this hobby or this, that, and I'm not getting attention with that, then maybe I'll just get attention with this, because it's like an easy way. I don't know. It's really dangerous.
But isn't it, like, I don't know, this is a random thought, but, like, isn't it really hard to admit that we want attention?
Yes, it's extremely
Like,
hard to.
what-
I still don't want to admit
like,
it. I still don't want to.
That was never my goal.
Yeah,
Was it? Like, it kind of was. Like,
I mean,
notice me.
Probably some of it was a cry for attention.
Yeah.
Like, I just know that, like, I stopped using my voice and I used my body as a way for a cry for help. Like that. Kendall, what about you?
I mean, I like when the attention comes to me, but I don't try to get attention.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Like, I don't reach out to guys. Guys reach out to me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Kendall is like confidence is like 10 out of 10. Like,
Well,
I love it. I love it.
honest.
Honest. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cats are hanging out now.
So, Alexa, it's been quite a long journey with your eating disorder. How long have you had it?
So I'm 27. I probably had about 15 years now. Yeah.
And you're in recovery right now.
Yes.
And how long you've been out of treatment?
A little over a month, but in like 3 days or something like that, I'll be 6 months sober.
Yay!
Woo!
Yeah, it was a journey. As Shannon knows.
Yes. What was something that you wish you knew, like, I don't know, maybe like coming into treatment?
Damn.
It's hard.
Yeah, that.
Very hard.
I mean, going back to like the perfectionism, like this is the time to like let it all out. Like I'm my own worst. So in the regards to perfectionism, I would try to act perfect by lying. So like everything was like almost a facade, and that like if I got honest and people saw the true, authentic Alexa, like that would be the way to like gain freedom.
Wow. Okay. So like that's exactly what I think. That's why in group therapy, like they would talk about perfectionism as like a bad thing. Yeah. And like in society, it's like when you're at an interview, like, what's your weakness? Like, I'm kind of a perfectionist. Yes. Like, you know, I just do things too well. Like in this culture, yeah, it's just, it's posed in a way that.
Yeah, but at work, would they consider that a bad thing, though?
Yeah, no, in reality, it is a bad thing.
Reality, yes, but I'm talking about work. Because if somebody, I feel like, does their job perfectly, no mistakes, I feel like that would be good on their end.
Yes.
That would be beneficial.
It would be good, but no one's perfect like 100% of the time. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to fuck up. Like,
I feel like you'd
Alexa's
be cuckoo.
BRB. Huh?
I feel like you'd be cuckoo if that was the case.
That's what I'm saying. Like if
something is wrong with you.
Well, yeah, that's what, like, at the treatment center, they'd be like, if you're obsessed with perfectionism, yeah, like, no shit, you have an eating disorder. Like, and I didn't understand that connection, like, at all. And in this, today's society, where, like, in media, like, everything's portrayed as this, like, wellness perfect picture. And it's very hard, even though, like, logically we know.
Especially
like, okay,
women in today's society, like, with their bodies. Like, you know, they go to get surgery done to make themselves look, quote, unquote, perfect. But it's like, the body you had prior to getting surgery is perfect, in a sense, at least in my head. Because, like,
it can be perfect to you.
Nobody's body is perfect. Like, it is natural and okay to have stretch marks, to have cellulite. Now, I mean, you know, if you don't like them, then that's on you. But, like, to go get surgery and risk your life, yeah, that's not really that great.
No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, are you on social media? Like, how do you deal with that kind of perfectionism?
All women look the same these days.
So, no, I don't have TikTok. I've never had TikTok, so that I feel like helps a little bit. Sometimes, like, I'll peep on Instagram, but like, I don't really have that either. I don't. The only one that I use is like, to be honest, this is perfectionism. I use Snapchat to like use filters to take pictures, but like, that's pretty much it.
I do too, because I look cute in the filters.
Exactly.
But the other day I got a picture taken holding a fish. I didn't think I looked that bad. It's just the person didn't know how to take pictures either. But it was on portrait mode, so like that helped. But I posted them on Facebook, so.
Well, I seen the dog filter on you, and you look really cute.
Yeah, I like the one.
I think the dog filter is pretty harmless.
With the smiley face.
I think it's pretty obvious you're using a filter.
Yeah, I like the smiley face one with a bunch of smiley faces on your face.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
Snapchat.
That one's cute.
That one's cute.
Yeah, no, look, there's really fun like AR like filters that on Snapchat that are like really funny that like distort your face, but there's a lot of obviously like the idea of a perfect body. It's not just about a perfect body, it's about also having a perfect life. You know, like having like the perfect group of friends and like the perfect like morning routine and evening routine and like.
Yeah, but then we hear about them on social media because they done did some shit.
Oh my god, what I eat in a day, and if you
get ready with me.
Oh my god, see, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like fucking everywhere. That's why I feel like really. I even though logically I know it's like not real, like there's something I feel like in our brain that like is programmed to be like. You need to fit in like biologically as humans, like we want to be like everyone else. And if you're seeing all that content, you feel like that's everyone. I don't know, you feel the same way.
I was watching this thing on Snapchat with one of I think it was maybe a Victoria's Secret model. I'm not 100% sure, but on the article it said that the lady, whatever she was doing, they had her starve herself. And I'm just like, that's not good, because it's like, why would you want to work with something or somebody or a company that's going to sit here and practically make you starve yourself when that's not healthy at all, to be honest. Like, you shouldn't want to like change yourself because of a company.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's how eating disorders start. Well,
what you were saying though about, oh my gosh, I just blanked. Like the perfect life and all of that, and like trying to be like someone else. I wonder, like something that I think about is like, is that your way of like striving for connection? Because like you want to be like them, but why? You know what I mean? Like for me, when I was younger, it was like because I wanted a friend, and if I was like them, maybe they would like me.
No, that's a really good point. Because after being out of school and stuff like that, like you're not surrounded by like real people anymore. So you're, whatever, maybe some people at work, but I feel like the large amount of culture influence you're going to get like as an adult out of a school environment is going to be online. And your brain's going to like trick you into thinking like this is like the new thing society is wanting and demanding of you. In order to be accepted. And deep down, like, we just want to be accepted. Like, we want to fit in. Like, I don't think we really want to stand out. We want to be able to, like, blend in. I mean, that's what I always try to do, even, like, elementary, middle school is to fit in with, like, get, like, a group of friends. And I was always in competition trying to be just like them, to look just like them, even though I looked nothing like them. Like, it was impossible. Like, even with my skin color, like, I couldn't do that. And I have a lot of shame for trying to, like, just wasting so many years just trying not to be myself. And I think as an adult, I had more tools and freedom to, like, manipulate myself and to, like, manipulate my body into something that, like, wasn't my genetics. But, like, I saw it online so much. So I was like, well, everyone looks like this, so I must be the problem.
Damn.
Deep.
No, like retweet, like same. Yeah, same. I don't have much to say to that because like that's me. That's like wow.
But Kendall, you're an inspiration. Like, how do you you portray and exude such high confidence And like,
I just be myself.
see, that's okay. See, it's like so fucking simple, but like it's so, it goes so over so many people's heads, including mine.
I don't know. I mean, I know in high school, like, a lot of people were like trying to be who they weren't, and it's just like, you know, so what if you don't have a lot of friends, or your friends are considered weirdos? Like, that's who you get along with, that's who you have fun with. I don't see, like, you know, because that kind of happened to me in high school. Like, I hung out with people that kind of lived in the same neighborhood as me because we all rode the bus together, and then we all kind of like knew each other, and then we all fell out. So then I started hanging out with a different crowd of people because of a mutual friend. And then they all started falling out with issues with each other. So then I hung out with another crowd, which I don't know how we made it through high school without getting into trouble. But there was this one corner with like 25, 30 people. They all had some type of device on them, like nicotine, the vape pens, the carts, and all that stuff, back when like they were selling and shit. And yeah, I started hanging out with them, and you know, we were all having fun because we all like kind of smoked, so like we were all like dumbasses. And then senior year, like my friend group got small, very small, but like we were always kind of like high during this one period. We were having a field day. And then, you know, after senior year, I just kind of like kept to myself. But I mean, you know, I never really like stopped being myself. I didn't really care who likes me, who doesn't like me, you know.
So you kind of like moved around, but you wanted to like, you were good with staying true to yourself.
Yeah.
See, like that is something that I struggled with because I tried to like stick to the same group of people over and over again. And then in adulthood, it would be impossible to keep up with this like song and dance of keeping up this perfect facade that I ended up, you know, severely isolating. And that obviously like, you know, my disorder thrived in isolation. And I loved to be alone. I love to be alone. And
I'd rather be alone.
yes, like there's part of me where I'm like, okay, I am kind of an introvert. Like I do love to be at home with my cats and chill.
Like, you couldn't pay me enough to get me out of my house.
Yes, like there's like a healthy degree of like wanting to just be in your safe environment, but then to the point where like you're saying no to like multiple social engagements. Just
Well, it depends on the engagement, because if I know I'm going to be surrounded by idiots, I'm not going to go.
See, I think that's a valid reason.
Or hang out with people like I don't want to hang out with just because I know like who they are and how they are. Like if I'm going to hang around, like if I'm going to go out with somebody that I know smokes, the chances of them smoking, you know, is pretty high. And I might not want to be around that, or I might not want to smell it. So then I'm like, go away.
I wonder, because I know me and you, Shannon and I, like, we had very similar upbringings, and I wonder if that has anything to do with, like for example, like, our moms were very, like, health, like, trying to make, I don't want to, like, nothing against our parents, it's not, they did the best that they could, but, like, my mom wanted, like, she always aimed to be, like, she still is, she still does, like, the what's up with fashion, like, she's, like, she knows more about makeup than I do. But the way that we were raised, like, I feel like, Kendall, maybe your family, like, was very, like, good with who they were within themselves, and, like, our moms maybe weren't, but they portrayed the perfectionism. Like, maybe it's just, like, our genetics in a way.
No, I really freaking agree with that. Like, look, my mom is, I think growing up, I think my mom has evolved a lot, but I do think, like, obviously as parents, like, you do want, like, you want your kids to have an easy life. Yeah. So they're like, oh, well, I don't want my kid to be made fun of. And I don't want, so I want to make sure they, look good and stuff like that. I remember like all I wanted was to wear soccer shorts and ponytails. Yeah. And like, my mom was like, you got to have a different hairstyle every day. You got to like, spice it up, and you got to have this outfit. And, like, I didn't know that these things mattered. And then I felt like shit that I didn't, like, I failed at it naturally. And it was such a small thing, but no, I think upbringing is huge to it. And again, I think it's just our parents wanting us to, have and thrive in a great life. but it just translates into overcompensating. And then I think we're just still overcompensating as adults because we were never able to get that like validation as kids. Was that it for you? I think that's also like leads to my isolation because I was just like, all right, then fuck everyone. I can't please anybody, so I'm out.
Based off of what my mom has said to me, and I only talked to her on Facebook Messenger, but she told me that she feels guilty. Well, she discovered this with her therapist, but she feels guilty not being a strict enough parent or not being a more strict parent. But at the same time, I feel like with parents being strict and shit, like, you know, it can cause their kid, I guess, to, in a sense, be a rebel and not have the parent know, like, for example, like sneaking out. But at the same time, like, if the parent isn't strict and they just let their kid go out, you know, like, that's also not, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's, yeah. I mean,
yeah, there's a Instagram.
My mom did things where she shouldn't have allowed me to do, which I wonder, like, you know, how things would be if I wasn't allowed. Like, she knew I smoked and she didn't really stop me from doing that. So I feel like because I started smoking at such a young age, like, I wonder if that was prevented. Like, I just wonder how things would be now.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think all that matters right now is that you're a pretty baller at being yourself. Mm-hmm. And yeah, no, our parents obviously, like, we could always wish for, you know, less, like, for me it would be like I kind of wish for a less strict parent, and for you it's like, okay, I probably needed more structure and you know, growing up. But like now that we're adults, like, our job now is to like reparent ourselves, and I think some of that is like I'm kind of not over not having a good childhood. Like, I think for me, like, I think the reason why the disorder really like got so active was just because like I wasn't ready to parent myself. Like, I still wanted like a parent, like the parent that I wanted as a kid.
Yeah, I think for me, like, my eating disorder was my way of rebelling. You know, yeah, like everything that I guess that's the best way I could put it. Is just like that was my way of rebelling, and that's still my way sometimes of wanting to rebel because I love my mom to death, but my mom has always been a helicopter parent.
Oh, I hate parents like that. I had this one lady at my job. Oh my God, I love her to death, but like God forbid I didn't have a belt, she'd be like, "Where's your belt? You're gonna get yelled at by Nancy." Or whoever, you're gonna get yelled at. And I'm just like, girl, if they yell at me, they yell at me. So far, they haven't yelled at me. Like, leave me alone. Or you're not wearing the right shoes. You're gonna slip. You need, shoes, non-slip shoes. You can go get those at Rack Room. Like, holy fuck.
See, like, for me, like, I would be in my very disordered place. I would be like, oh my God, like, if I get yelled at, that's the worst thing ever. If I got yelled at by my manager, like, oh my God, I'm gonna feel like shit the rest of the day. My confidence level.
I used to yell back.
See, the fact that you can brush that off is like actually like a really, really fucking awesome skill that I'm still like learning to like not have things at work or friend stuff like get to me and overthink it. And it always goes back to perfectionism. It's so weird. And that's why when I went into eating disorder treatment, I was like, why the fuck are they talking about perfectionism? Why are they just not teaching me how to hump the refrigerator? Like, that's all I need. That's all I need to learn how to do. Like,
I needed to learn about our relationship with food and how to properly eat.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be just the bullet points. And I'd be out there in like a week or whatever. How long do you think you were going to be in treatment?
Probably about 2 months. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I was just like, I'm going to brush up on my shit, you know? Like, I need a refresher. But I didn't know that there was so much underneath, like, symptom management. Like, there was so much rebuilding and, like, learning about who the hell I was. I still have no idea who the hell I am. Figuring it out day by day. But
that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like, I really think that I couldn't do it without the community that we had. Still, like, I'm like, I love to isolate. I do. But then once I like see my friends, I'm just like you guys are my peers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so refreshed. Like, someone who gets it, you know?
Yes. Yeah, the thing I got from the most from treatment was the importance of human connection. They kept saying that human connection is the opposite of addiction. I was like, well, I'm not addicted to anything, and I didn't realize I was addicted to my eating
to
disorder.
what the dick did.
Yeah, no. So like, I like I said, I still love isolation, but like actual human connection, like in my disorder, when I went to socialize with friends, it was so draining and depleting because I would like use so much energy, like so much energy that I didn't even have, you know, performing and like, you know, perfectionism, being perfect, entertaining, telling funny stories, this and that, and I'd be so drained that I couldn't go to another social engagement for like probably another month. Like I needed like a whole recovery period, and it was insane, and I started to hate people and hate socializing, and then it just led me further into my disorder. But to spin it more forward, I guess I want to quickly talk about, so like I think the opposite of perfectionism is, like you mentioned, to get really messy. And like I want to know,
Which they challenge you to do, by the way.
yes, they do,
by not giving you a napkin or a knife.
Okay, yes, they'll quite literally get you messy by the first week. You're not allowed a napkin. Well, because they think you're gonna stuff the napkin with food, which I understand because that thought did cross my mind. Yeah, and I was like, why can't I have a napkin? I'm like, hello. But what are ways today that you get messy? One thing that actually you taught me was screaming in the car. That has really helped me a lot.
That's one of my favorite memories with you, for sure. Shannon and I were like, Shannon, I think you're having a bad day. And I was like, let's just go in my car, roll down the windows on the highway, and scream. And thanks to, you know, I was thinking about this before I came here. We all had the same therapist.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Can't mention their name, but shout out, love you.
She got tired
Miss
of
you
me.
so much if you're listening. Yeah, messiness. I don't know how I still do it, but I think, I guess I have to think about that. How do you get messy right now?
Well, for sure, the screaming in the car, that like really, really is great. Honestly, just jotting down on like this, I have this like diary app on my phone, and I'll just like word vomit, like, okay, like not to trigger the vomit, but just
Not literally.
And yeah, I know, right? Feedback loop me. And kind of just see what comes up. And if I kind of like refrain away from like wanting to, you know, think about what I'm feeling, that's usually a sign where I do need to get messy. Yeah. And I shouldn't, you know, try to be pretending in that moment. Like if I have the pressure to pretend, like I need to like take a step back. And I guess also opposite action too helps a lot.
Coping skills.
Huh?
I learned coping skills.
How do you get messy, Kendall?
I don't. I just use my coping skills.
I don't. I'm perfect.
Like, if, you know, I'm bored or something, or I'm aggravated, you know, I'll listen to music, or I'll watch TV, or make a bracelet, or express to the person my concerns and feelings.
Yes. I think I do really want to go to one of those break rooms. Rage rooms. My gosh. I think it's...
Where you break shit.
Yeah, where you break shit.
Yeah.
Yes. That's so therapeutic. Yeah. But I think, honestly, like, you don't have to get, like, you know, physically messy to be messy. I think just saying the uncomfortable thing is getting messy. Like, saying something that, like, you're nervous to say to someone that bother you.
Like your feelings and like, things that bother you.
Yeah. That's the most...
That's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Because you don't know the reaction you're going to get. However, the person's reaction is not on you.
Yes. Has there been something that, like, you wanted to say, like, you really didn't want to say, but you said it anyway?
That's actually been, like, my thing lately. So before, in my disorder, I had no boundaries. So, like, anybody could say anything to me, and I was just going to suppress it and take it. But, like, living with my mom and my dad, like, there's definitely been some times where, like, my mom and my dad still have hard time trusting me in the fact that, like, I'm not in my disorder. But when they pull that up or they mention something about my body, I automatically have body image issues. Like I spiral. And so I had to tell my parents that. Or, like, at work, if someone says something that, like, I work with a misogynistic, I don't want to say that word, but, like, he, like, will constantly be like, oh, I really like that girl because she's blank. I don't want to say the word. Well, I guess I could say it. Like, yeah, okay. Because she's skinny, obviously, and I'm just like, dude, you're disgusting. Like, and I literally say that to him, like, you're gross. Like, come on, we're close, so like it's fine. Or just different things like that. But saying like what's on my mind, because I was very quiet as a kid and very shy. So like when something's or being newly in a relationship, like gotta tell, like when we have like miscommunication, like talking about the elephant in the room, and like I was so avoidant. So yeah, not avoiding feelings and just saying it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the cemetery.
You're looking for the okay. Okay, I guess that's a good way to wrap up the pod. So basically, first of all, thank you so much, Alexa, for coming on the pod.
I'm so honored.
That was really awesome what you said, and I really admire you to always state what you're feeling, because there's a possibility of the other person not taking it well and it getting kind of messy. So I love that, and we're gonna keep doing that. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're probably gonna go to a cemetery,
go find ghosts,
and have pizza. Maybe not at the cemetery, but we'll see. We're gonna.
That would be fucked up.
In recovery, we get into shenanigans, and that's what I fucking love. So thanks so much, guys, for being on the pod. Kendall, you wanna say bye?
Bye.
Kendall's just like on her phone.
I'm trying to find it, man.
All right, thanks for your help, man. All right, thanks, Alexa. Thanks, Kendall.
Bye.
Au revoir.
If you or someone you love is suffering from an eating disorder, please contact the National Eating Disorder Alliance at 866-662-1235. More eating disorder resources are linked in our bio on Instagram. Follow us at Laughing Our Way to Recovery.